Yes, I love matcha latte. Yes, I read books in public like Atomic Habits, feminist literature, and 40 Laws of Power, hoping the hus will notice me. Yes, I have wired headphones in my ears knowing it's connected to nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. Matcha latte is not even all that. It tastes like watered down milk with a splash of grass and maybe like 10 scoops of sugar. And honestly, if you like matcha latte, you gotta be putting up a fake act. Like there's no way you like that nasty ass drink. Like be honest with yourself. You don't even like it. But before we get into the trends, let's just talk about what performative means. Being performative is basically when you do something not because you genuinely like it, but because you want people to think you like it. Like if I were to see some Asian baddies walking with some matcha in their hand, I don't like matcha, but now I do. Like, do you get what I mean? You're not sipping matcha latte because it tastes good. You're sipping it so someone will look at you and think, oh, that person is so aesthetic. Like I remember there was this thing called performative activism, like when people would post a Black Lives Matter story or just like a black square, but then after posting it, they would go straight back to scrolling. They didn't really care. They just did it so they can look like a good person. And it's pretty much the same sense here. But instead of pretending to care about human rights, you're pretending to like matcha and Labubu. Alright, let's start with Labubu. I don't really get how people would want to collect these creepy, ugly, demonic dolls. Like, look at their face. You cannot tell me the first thing you're thinking of is cute. Like, it looks like it's staring into my soul. And somehow people are spending over $100 on these dolls just to end up posting it on their story next to a matcha latte and some Dubai chocolate. Like it's a part of some performative starter pack. Like, do you guys remember those Furby dolls? Those creepy little thing with soulless eyes that look like they were recording your every move? You know what I'm talking about. Labubu is pretty much just a newer version of that. And as if spending $100 wasn't enough, now you gotta get ready to square up with anyone just to grab one box of Labubu. And these lines for Labubu dolls be mad long. Like you'd think they lead to some concert or some exclusive club, but instead they lead to some mall selling some freaky dolls. Like I remember when people would camp outside of stores just to get some new Nintendo, like actual tents and blankets. There were even parents waiting it out just to surprise their kid. But now it's the parents waiting in line for themselves just to get some creepy overpriced goblin. Like make that make sense. Now we got the next trend, performative music. Like I have so many things to say about this. It's always the same artists. Luffy, Bia the Booby, Claro, Pink Pantheress. It's like they copy and paste artists. And then out of nowhere, you got people throwing in Starfall on their playlist like it's been under rotation. Like, bro, be for real. You never listened to Starfall. I did though. I guess you could say I'm different. But that's the thing. It's not about actually liking the music. It's about crafting a fake image for the hus. Like, you're not playing Claro because she's amazing. You're playing Claro just for the looks of it. You want people to think, oh, this dude probably writes poetry under a tree. Like, bro, I promise you, word to the random, if you were to pull up the Spotify rap, it'll be filled with Drake and that one doo-doo song everyone somehow likes. Now, hear me out. There's genuinely people getting all fitted up just to pretend they're sitting at a cafe, matcha latte in one hand, jorts, a crop button up from Hollister, and maybe some wired headphones dangling. And again, what are they doing all this for? The hus. Like they were all that hoping the pre-med girl across the room notices them and thinks, dang, that person's actually tough. Then there's the other kind of clothing, the indie core. You know, the baggy cargos, the baggy jeans, the thrifted vintage t-shirt that has probably been passed down for decades, the clogs, oh, and the tote bags. The tote bags. Like, what are you guys actually doing, bro? Like, I know sometimes it might look hard, like me. But you're really gonna swap out that two-strap trusty backpack for a bag that looks like it'll slide off his shoulder the second you start speed walking? And tote bags, they're nice, but they're not as nice of things you can get with thrifting. Even with thrifting, you can find like a hidden gem that matches with every outfit. And sometimes there's weird things about people who thrift. Like, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people who actually love thrifting with a passion. Like, they're in there for the love of the game. They do it because they actually enjoy it. But then there's the performative crowd. You know, the ones that show up once a month or whenever TikTok says something is trending. They'll grab some Y2K shirt and act like they've always been on that aesthetic. Like, bro, you've never been on that aesthetic before. You're just copying what the last 99 people were already doing. And they always carry themselves in some weird certain way. They'll walk around like they're on some exclusive fashion wave that nobody has heard of. It's basically the underground rapper of performative clothes. And then the other performative thing that really gets me is the Miffy accessories. If you don't know what Miffy is, it's like this cute little bunny that's like super popular among girls. Like you'll see her on keychains, necklaces, even tote bags. It's basically everywhere. And honestly, if you're a straight dude rocking that Miffy charm out in public, you're not doing it because you love the bunny. You're doing it for the hus. Wearing that Miffy necklace out where everyone can see is basically the same thing as pretending to be gay just to get into the girl sleepover. No straight guy is showing that off in public without hoping that some 10 out of 10 Asian, 4 foot, slim thick, petite. And now my favorite, the performative nerd culture. I'm talking about the people who pretend to be nerds just to look cool. Like they'll call themselves nerds, but the second you start talking about linear equations, they start blinking out. And I'm actually a nerd about anime. Bro, name one anime that's not in the big three. And if you're curious what the big three is, it's Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer. Nowadays, it's not even about being an actual nerd. You got dudes out here trying to cosplay as nerdy just to fit some aesthetic. And my biggest example here is when these dudes will wear non-prescription glasses to give off that like smart, nonchalant, and studious look. look. Like it's pretty much a big insult to the people who were born with bad eyesight. Like I can understand if you're trying to look better, but I'm primarily talking about the people chasing that Asian soft boy messy hair look. Like they try to nerd farm actual nerds. Like these certain dudes always act like they're special. Like they'll say their anime taste is pretty niche and that you wouldn't know it. Then they say Hunter x Hunter or One Piece. Like buddy, they are mainstream. And some of you guys try so hard to get that nerd status so bad. You pick the most obscure character just to feel special. Like look at this TikTok I saw earlier. Like bro, who is Color Kid? Like stop trying to be different, bro. It doesn't hurt to have your favorite character be known. And speaking of trying to seem different, we gotta talk about the matcha lattes. This drink started off as like a soft girl, mainly girl type of drink. But now it's like it turned into some social standard everyone's trying to hit. You got dudes all dressed up with some matcha in one hand and wired headphones. And like I said earlier, I don't even think most of them like it. They just like the fact that it's pretty much a prop for their fake nonchalantness. They're hoping that the moment they post a pic of them wearing that Hollister and some wired headphones with some matcha, the baddies are automatically gonna start crowding his DMs asking where he got it from. Now matcha is less about the taste but looking more cultured and distinguished. Then there's the whole reading flex. Yes, reading has now been transformed as performative. I'm sorry to the people who actually love reading, because now it seems like reading isn't just about the words, it's more about the looks. Like people will say they love to read, but the only books they ever touched are self-help books or just woman empowerment ones. And then the moment they talk about their favorite author being Robert Greene, just know they are red flags. And these dudes reading all these self-help Robert Greene books are probably the same type of dudes who would have made fun of you at school for reading during recess. But now the same dudes who were hating on you at recess are now the same dudes trying to order farm at a cafe just to get the hell's attention. And I'm just gonna say this right now, sorry for the defense, but girls, if you see any dude like this, they are straight manipulators. Like you'll see people carrying huge thick books just to look educated. Kind of like how I said it's like reading is basically performative now. Like it's not even about the words inside anymore. It's about showing everyone that they had the attention span to pick up a book instead of binge watching some random anime. Like social media has really turned these books into props for aesthetic photos. Like you'll see people putting books next to their coffee on their Instagram posts, then they'll go straight back to doom scrolling knowing that they didn't read a single word off that book. Like books are great, I love to read, but in these days some people are treating them more like fashion accessories than sources of knowledge. And honestly, if I were to rank all the performative things I talked about in this video, here's how I would do it. Woman empowerment ones, if you got a fake that you read these type of books, C tier, bro, not gonna lie. Next, the Dubai chocolate, bro, those things are disgusting. I would have to rank that around like B. If it was an F, I would rank it an F. Now the thrifting, hey, if you do thrifting, hey, that's the S tier, that's the S tier, that's the S tier thing. Then like, you know, like the people who fake liking artists like Luffy, you know those people? That'll be around the woman empowerment ones. Then collecting Labubu, bro, Labubu should not even be in your vocabulary. It's gotta be the most weirdest things you can collect. If you even think about it, bro, just put the thought away. That's C tier. Miffy, D tier, don't have to talk about that. Matcha, that's gross too, have to put in D tier. Then the baggy jeans, I love baggy jeans. I don't get why you would want to wear skinny jeans. A tier. Fake nerds, B tier. And then the tote bags, D tier. In conclusion, what I'm just trying to say is, just be yourself, twin. If you need a fake interest just to get the opposite sex attention, just do it. It's not like Packout's gonna flame you for it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Could you guys tell me how many times I said huzz? So yeah, see you guys someday.